Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the other side of the coin and welcome to your latest Chelsea news. I've been wondering what's happening with Cole Palmer. I've been wondering for the past few days. We've not heard anything about his injury update. There was meant to be a second scan. We're meant to know what the severity of that second scan is all about. Obviously, we remember just before the international break, he missed out on the match against Arsenal due to muscle fatigue, so on and so forth. And there was concerns that whether he's going to be coming back on time to face Tottenham in about 7 days' time. So since then, we've not heard any news up until late last night UK time, where it goes something like this. Cole Palmer yet to train with his Chelsea teammates since suffering injury on March 15th. Blues were hopeful 22-year-old would be fit for Tottenham clash next week, but he now faces a race to be fit for the Premier League return in 7 days' time, as first reported by so on and so forth, all the Chelsea journalists. Now, look, I was getting a bit worried because it's been, 2 weeks since the international break has finished. Obviously, this weekend, FA Cup fixtures, we still got 7 days to go. So we've actually got 3 weeks off until, we'll have 3 weeks off until the Tottenham game. So I was wondering, where is Cole Palmer news? Finally, it's here, and it seems like he's not, started to train with Chelsea first team as yet. And I'm a little bit, concerned. I'm a little bit worried about this whole situation, that he's actually not going to make it against Tottenham in 7 days' time in the Premier League, which is, it's a must win. It's a must win. We beat them anyway. In recent times, we've been beating them, but you just don't want to take anyone lightly in the Premier League. And if we want to charge for the top 4, top 5 position, we need to pick up victories ASAP, pronto. Now, a lot of people will say, Miz, what are you worried about, man? This player hasn't been good for us for decent amount of time now. It's not going to be a huge miss. No, it is. He's still, in my personal opinion, the X factor at Chelsea Football Club. He's one that can create stuff out of nothing, can score out of nowhere as well, out of nothing as well. I feel like Chelsea Football Club, when he's not around, as we saw against Arsenal, we look very toothless. I know, I get it. I acknowledge the fact that even in recent times, in the past 2-3 months, he's not looked that great. You can even say overall this season, it's nowhere near as good as last season. And that was always going to be the case. But the numbers are still not bad. It's quite decent enough this season. But to not have him potentially for the Spurs game, and I don't know whether he's going to be available for the next Premier League game because he hasn't started training yet with the first team. So he needs to come back, start training again, get that match fitness back again, and then obviously not just feature for Chelsea Football Club. He's got to produce. We need him. We badly need him. So, ladies and gentlemen, this is a huge concern for me. As I said, I think the team depends on him as well. I think the team feels a lot more comfortable when Cole Palmer's around. With him being on form or not on form, it doesn't matter. They just look at him as a figure that brings confidence. So when he's not around, there's 50% of the confidence gone. Now, some of you guys might be sitting there and going, well, Miz, that's a little bit disingenuous. That's a little bit disrespectful for the rest of the team. Well, the rest of the team, ladies and gentlemen, they've not shown anything yet. They've not really stepped up. I wish I could put my hand on my heart and say, you know what? We're okay. Cole Palmer's not around. Someone else is going to step in. Pedro Neto is going to step in. Jadon Sancho is going to step in. So on and so forth. But it hasn't been the case. Madueke, I don't know whether he's returned as yet. So there's still a question mark there. Jackson has returned in first team training, but let's not kid around ourselves. Jackson is going to improve us, no doubts about that. But he's got flaws up front. He hasn't been scoring as well. And he's not the most clinical finisher up front. You need both Jackson and Cole Palmer to fire together. Both of them get the best out of each other. So, ladies and gentlemen, this upcoming fixtures that are coming up, and on top of that, the fact that Cole Palmer might not be around for God knows how long, I don't know. Look, of course, if it's a serious injury issue, yeah, I don't want him to be rushed back, but we were told apparently that he was going to be back for the Tottenham fixture. So, ladies and gentlemen, let's see what's going to happen. It's already an uphill task with the upcoming fixtures, and with this situation, it just makes it a lot tougher. Now, before we go into the next topic, I just want to quickly talk about in recent times, look, majority of you guys understand what I say. Majority of you guys are real, but they're the odd few, comments that I see, and people are like, "Oh, Miz, you're toxic. You're toxic. This channel, I used to like it so much. Now it's all toxic. It's all doom and gloom." Look, let me tell you something. Yeah, every now and then I'll do a sarcasm video, which will get, a little bit of laughter. I wouldn't say gets the morale high because I'm taking the piss out of the football club, but it gets a little bit of laughter. People feel a little bit lighthearted. But I'm not going to come here on a regular and talk, you know, fake. Some of you guys take toxicity, you kind of, you don't understand. You think being, you don't seem to understand the difference between realism and negativity. You keep calling you're toxic, you're negative, but you're substituting that word for being real. I'm being real. If you seriously sit down and understand what is going on, yes, you're saying we're fourth. Sure, we're fourth, but how are we fourth? We're literally just hanging by a thread. It's not like we are solidly, as some of you are solidly in fourth. So look, if you find it difficult at times to take in the real information, then I suggest you probably just take a break. Because I'm not going to come here and be fake about the whole situation and tell you, oh, yeah, Jackson's back and it's all going to be, fantastic again because he's a supreme striker. He's a good striker. But I'm not going to come here and fake it. Madueke is back. Yeah, we're going to score goals. We're in top four. We're going to win against all of these fixtures. No, I'm not going to do that. I'm sorry. I'm not going to be fake. There are other channels that want to put up a fake front. You can watch them. You can watch them if that's what makes you feel better. Now, next up, Nico Williams is the dream wing target for top clubs like Chelsea, Arsenal, Bayern, and let's see what happens with Barcelona. More than 1 year ago, Chelsea wanted Nico Williams. For sure, they will add one more winger this summer window. You have to convince Nico. That's the main factor for these clubs. See, right there, you have to convince. Look, this nonsense from Fabrizio Romano. There's no way we're getting Nico Williams. He's on big wages. He's got mega wages. Wherever he goes, he's not going to sacrifice on wages. Chelsea Football Club is just not attractive at the moment. Nico Williams plays for Spain national team. You think he's going to come to Chelsea where things are not the greatest at the moment? Players like Enzo Fernandez are getting, somewhat lured or somewhat attracted or being given the conversation by some of his Argentinian teammates from Atletico Madrid that come and join Atletico Madrid. It's not going to be too long until Enzo Fernandez says, you know what? Yeah, maybe I'll think about Atletico Madrid. And you think Nico Williams. Yes, he's in Athletic Bilbao. He's going to make a move soon. But he ain't coming to Chelsea Football Club where it could really hamper his situation. He's going to somewhere else. Potentially Barcelona. Or another top club. Arsenal's in the mix as well. And as I said, wages. Being capped at 150,000, he's already earning, I think, around 150,000 or more, if not more. He's not taking a pay cut. So this nonsense BS that Fabrizio Romano and many other journalists out there that keep feeding us, we are not getting. You know who we're getting? If we are getting anyone from Spain, I think it's this brother from Real Betis or some of the other teams, this young winger. That's probably the one that we're going to get. So forget about Nico Williams, coming to Chelsea Football Club. You can link them as much as you want. It ain't happening. Last but not least, ladies and gentlemen, Southampton have Liam Rossinier on a two-man shortlist for their next manager. Bluco will fight hard to keep him if, when approached, you know what? If I'm Liam Rossinier, I'm probably staying at Strasbourg. He's doing some good stuff there. Strasbourg could potentially make it in some form of Europe, whether it's Europa League, whether it's Conference League. Who knows? Maybe even an outside chance in the Champions League. I don't know. If I'm him, I'm still sticking around. Southampton, they're going to get relegated and you're going to go to Championship. I don't know why you'd want to go to Championship. And he, I'm pretty certain, has already managed in the Championship. So, look, it's great to see the interest from him. And a lot of players talk highly about him, like Strasbourg players, obviously. Andre Santos being one of them. There's some quotes that are flying around. So let's see what happens to Liam Rossinier. Don't even be surprised if down the track Liam Rossinier becomes a Chelsea manager. You never know, man. You can never discount anything under this ownership. So yeah, let's see what happens. Ladies and gentlemen, let me know your thoughts about everything we spoke about, especially Cole Palmer. Do you think his miss will be detrimental to us? Let me know in the comment section. Smash up the like button if you're here for the first time. Subscribe. Hit the bell notification to stay in touch with all my content. Till next time, take care. See ya.